Hey everyone, Jay here again with another product review. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the new, what I feel to be really cool, new paint range from Citadel / Games Workshop. As most of you are very much aware, today a new range came out. And one of the benefits of the new range is that they have a lot more colors to choose from. I believe it was called Range 145 because there are 145 different paints. Much more than the last range, which I believe had 70. So overall, that's very cool to me. My first impressions, first of all, I was just overwhelmed in the store by the amount of colors and the variation and the types. There are now so many colors to choose from, which I'm very happy with. What does that mean to you guys? It means there's probably going to be a lot less mixing. There are a lot more colors now, so less mixing to create new colors, which means it'll save you guys some time, and it will be it'll be much easier to keep a consistent paint job between models when you're working them in batches. So that's very cool. I just want to show you some of the ones I picked up today. I will be doing a thorough review on each type over the next probably about week and a half. And I'll show you just some of the ones I picked up and why I specifically picked up the ones that I did. So first of all, I will begin with the bases, which you can see here. So I have 3 different bases, lead belcher, the new gold, and white, ceramite white, I believe it's called. So why did I choose these 3 specifically? Well, first of all, as most of you have seen my tutorials, I'm not the biggest fan of the old metallics by Citadel, especially the golds. They went on very thin. So what intrigued me about this new range is that they have bases now, which are the equivalent to the old foundations for silver and for gold. So I'm very excited about these 2 specifically, because the old metallics went on very thin. So I'm hoping that these 2 will set a nice foundation, so that when you put them on, you can easily put a layer paint, as they're now called, or a dry brush over it, and they'll look really nice and not very thin. And the third one, why I picked up this one specifically, white, is because in my opinion, white is one of the hardest paint colors to paint for miniatures, especially if you're doing it over a dark background. And the old, with the old paint line, the closest foundation color was Astromician gray, I believe. So then if you wanted to do white, you had to lay down a gray base coat and then paint white over it. But with the new ones, I am very happy and excited to test out this one. I'm very happy that they have finally a white foundation color, or sorry, now base color. So now if you want to do white over a black primed model, for example, a small section of white, you can do it first with this one and then a very quick layer and dry brush over it. So that brings me to the end of the bases that I bought, but overall I'm very excited to be testing these out over the next week, and I'll be right back with the next ones. Okay, I'm back, and the next type of paint that I just want to do a quick review on are the layers, which are the equivalent to the old, the normal types of paint from Citadel. And the 3 that I decided to test out for the next week are going to be lead belcher, which is the new medium silver color, gold, and white scar, which is white, obviously. First thing I decided to do was compare these 3 colors to the old equivalent colors from Citadel. And what I found was the white one is obviously very close to the old one, so I'll just remove that quickly from the equation. However, the other 2 are actually very
different in color from the old ones from Citadel. For example, lead belcher here. I'll just put that. So lead belcher here is the new medium silver, which is equivalent then to the old chainmail. However, if I put chainmail right beside it, for example, you will see for yourself that chainmail tends to be a little bit brighter of a silver, as well as it looks a little bit like a cleaner look to it. It tends to be more uniform in color versus the iron breaker, which tends to be a little dirtier. I'll just shake it up just to see. As you can see, yeah, the color is slightly darker than the chainmail. So does that mean? Not a whole lot in the long run. I think it's still a really solid color, and it'll still be a nice color to layer up after you do a base coat of the lead belcher. And furthermore, the new gold color, I'll just shake that up there. It's actually as well a little bit darker than the old color, which I guess would be closest to would be Shining Gold from the old Citadel range. And again, it's a little bit darker than that one too. But overall, I think that they're really nice. I haven't been able to test out them, but the consistency looks good just by looking at the pots. This one tends to be a little bit redder, I think, than the old golds, but I think it'll be a really nice tone as well. So we'll be right back with the next range. So the next type of paint I just want to show you guys are the new dry types of paint from Citadel, which are very interesting to me. I was actually very excited about these ones. What they're designed for is they have a lot more pigment and a lot less water in them, so they're much drier, and so then you can just be able to dip your brush in a little bit and then dry brush. So first of all, I chose the same three colors as the other ones, silver, gold, and white, because once again, I'm very much interested in these three colors, especially the fact that, as you guys just saw in my most recent tutorial, I'm building a purifier army at the moment, which white, silver, and gold are the majority of the colors on them. What fascinates me about them are actually the pigments themselves and the overall look of the paint. I'll just open up this one, for example. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but the paint doesn't move at all when you shake it. It's very much almost a solid, and if you just look in it, it has the consistency basically of almost like, I'd say, foundation makeup, or yeah, the little kits where if you have a wife or a sister, or you happen to be a girl as well, you'll know what I'm talking about. But basically, it has the consistency of almost a powdery makeup, and it's very, 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 very thick. And it's very interesting to me. So I'm very excited to be testing out these ones. And the pigments tend to be very uniform, which I'm curious. I'm sorry, I'm for saying very, very much. But these ones I'm excited to test out, and I think that they'll look really, really nice on models, and I think they're going to bring an edge to many starter painters, that you'll be able to get a really nice dry brush look with very minimal effort. And I'll just grab the next ones. So the next type of paint from Citadel are these new texture paints, which are they're paints that have a sandy texture to them, and they're designed for basing. If you need to base many models at the same time, they're designed to help save you a lot of time. And the two that I purchased that I'm going to test out over the next couple days are the Blackfire Earth, which is a really medium brown color, and then Mourne Mountain Snow, which is the snowy base one. So again, I'm very interested in seeing how they look and how much effort it takes to actually create a really nice looking base. Yeah, so you'll probably be seeing a review on that one too, soon, and I'll probably be using actually the purifiers from my last tutorial. Next we have the new shades, which are equivalent to the old washes from Citadel. The two that I picked up are Bile Tan Green, which is the equivalent to the old Thraka wash, and Agrax Earth Shade, which is an interesting name, and I believe it's going to be I really do feel that it's going to be the shade that the majority of the people use and that they really like, because it's basically the equivalent of the old Devil in Mud, which, as many people call it, it's basically talent in a little can. You put it on your models and they instantly look better and awesome and more realistic, so I think that's going to be the one that people really, really attach themselves to. Just by a brief, I've only been looking at them for a little bit, but my first inclination is that they are actually made from a slightly different recipe than the old washes. I know some people are thinking that they're just going to repackage them. The first thing that jumps to mind is actually they smell differently, whenever you open up a bottle of the old like Devil and Mud, it came with a certain smell, which you guys probably know of. And these ones have a very different smell to them and a slightly different shade. I hope for the next couple days just to show you a contrast between Agrex Earthshade and Devil and Mud, as well as Bile Tan Green and Thracko Wash. Luckily I have some of the old washes, and I'll show you the slight difference in color between them, and just to see how they go on. However, I am excited to try these out. I think that they're going to provide a really nice shade, and I think they look pretty cool. Be right back with the next ones. And last but definitely not least are the Glazes, the new Glazes from Citadel. They're slightly different than the shades. Basically, they just go over a normal color and kind of tint it to the color you want it to be. I personally picked up the green, Way Watcher Green, because I think that this shade will probably be in the toolbox of every Necron player out there. As you guys can see, I've done several Necron tutorials, and I think this new glaze will be the perfect color to produce a glowing effect on the orbs and wiring for your Necrons with very, very little effort. It looks similar from the outside perspective. It looks very similar to the green wash. However, it's a little bit brighter, has more of a yellow, a bit of a yellow tinge to it. So I'll be trying out this one in the next couple days on a Necron model and showing you guys if I'm correct, because I think it'll actually be the perfect color for the rods, for the orbs, for the eyes. I think it'll be really, really cool. Perhaps the best idea would be to lay down a yellow color ahead of time and put this over, produce the nice green glowing effect. Well, that's just my first. These are my first thoughts on the new paint range by Citadel, and I will be trying them out one at a time and showing you guys the results over the next little while. So these are my first impressions, but I can't wait to try them out. I think that it's a great paint range. Of course, it might be too premature to say this, but I think Citadel did an amazing job. The new colors are awesome. There are tons of new colors. There's new pastels. They basically just broadened their range. They made different types. And I really do think that it's going to be an equalizer out there and be able to bring up a lot of the people who've maybe been struggling, or a lot of the new painters. I think it'll help you guys a lot to produce a really nice model with minimal effort. And yeah, I'm excited. So until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting, everyone.